Just few days ago, President William Ruto fired his whole cabinet, leaving behind the office of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and that of Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. After this move, President Ruto may have thought that he had done everything to cool down the angry youths of this nation. But however, that not seems to be the case, as tomorrow on Tuesday, July the 16th, a nationwide protest has been issued by the youth of this country to go out to the streets and demonstrate against the government of President William Ruto as they outcry for the fallen soldiers who were killed during the protest, and also the recent massacre that showed the saddening and heartbreaking scenes that were seen in the Mukuru kwa Njenga slums at Akwari, where so far 13 bodies have been discovered. Now, the youths are still maintaining that they will go to the streets, demanding for the Ruto must go slogan, as they feel that their president is not up to the task. However, now ahead of these planned Tuesday demonstrations, President William Ruto has today, during his visit for the construction of Kerigate Fresh Produce Market in Curusei South constituency in Nakuru County, revealed who has been sponsoring the Gen Z demonstrations. Yes, guys, this is the news now. President William Ruto has made an accusation on the sponsors of this, terming them to be the Ford Foundation. And this is it. This is what he wrote on X, and I quote, "Our youth are not available for retrogressive assignments. Those sponsoring them to cause violence and mayhem must be ashamed of themselves. We ask the Ford Foundation to explain to Kenyans its role in the recent protests. We will call out all those who are bent on rolling back our hard-won democracy. Laid the foundation stone for the construction of Kerigate Fresh Produce Market in Curusei constituency in Nakuru County." End of quote. Now, this is the tweet that President William Ruto has made on X, speaking about the Ford Foundation, accusing them of being the sponsors of the Gen Z Foundation. Now, after that tweet from President William Ruto, now, of course, this has caused a lot of reaction. Now, you remember in an interview we did with Eric Omondi just a few days ago, he was asked on who has been the leader of the demonstration, on the Gen Z demonstration, and Eric Omondi categorically stated that President William Ruto has been the reason why people have been protesting, because people were against the finance bill that was to be passed, and they came out because of the reason President William Ruto is the person who decided to bring these new laws, which have been making the lives of Kenyans difficult. Now, Rico also pointed out that the president, he is the cause for all this, because if he did rule out, if he did rule his people the right way, if he did listen to Kenyans in the right way, then we could not have been having these demonstrations, and so far we could not have lost so many lives. Because you wonder, even if the people have been demonstrating, why would the police use so much force and brutality, causing to the loss of over 40 lives of the youths who just went out to exercise the democracy right, but ended up being shot with live bullets by the police. And also, if you can remember today, taxi drivers, they went out in the streets today demonstrating against the high taxes that they have been getting from their companies, which has made their work very hard to sustain. And now President William Ruto, of course, is now blaming the Ford Foundation for the protest, for sponsoring the protest. And I just share you the reactions. For example, on X, Gabriel Ogunda says, President William Ruto, your majority whip and deputy majority leader in the National Assembly was sponsored by the Ford Foundation for an overseas trip, according to this document from Parliament. Do you want to ask them those some questions, or you can explain? Yes. Now, this is a picture that Ogunda has posted on X, revealing that 7 members of the National Assembly Committee on Implementation were trained on monitoring and evaluation M&D in a training jointly organized by the UNITAR and CFT and funded by the National Assembly and the Ford Foundation. Yes, I'll just put that picture for you to see. And of course, now after Ruto mentioned that the Ford Foundation have been sponsoring this, of course now Kenyans on X have gone and shared their reactions with this one. Bonfas saying Kilunde said the Ford Foundation that is sponsoring demonstration, in case you had no clue, and he shared a picture of the plainclothes policemen who were going around in town shooting peaceful demonstrators. And also another person here tweeted and said, I'm just looking for the tweet. Yes, now Nyakundi says, or confront, he says, these are serious allegations against Ford Foundation from State House bloggers and now the embattled President Ruto. Why don't they take that evidence to the relevant authorities for prosecution? Oh, wait, I forgot. If he's not flying, he is lying. Now that is a tweet by Nelson Amenya on X, and no one is buying the story from President William Ruto, which he says that the protests in Kenya have been founded by Ford Foundation. And Nyakundi says, as per many social media users digging, it looks like Ford Foundation has been running Kenya Kwanza regime from behind the scenes, from sponsoring trips for the likes of Osoro and running activities at judiciary. This is too juicy. Yes. Another person, George Tiano, says, when they abducted me, they asked me my relationship with Gachagua. They insisted that he was the one funding the tags together with the Eldoret protest, and that I should confess about it. How have they changed it to Ford Foundation is consternation for me. A clueless and confused government. Yes. So those are some of the reactions that we are seeing after President William Ruto just made it public that the Ford Foundation are the ones who are sponsoring the Gen Z protests. So we just wait to see what will happen tomorrow, because now the president, despite saying this, the Gen Z have made it clear that tomorrow people are going to the streets and they are going once again to demonstrate against his government, and they are going to sing Ruto must go. Now, we hope that the police, despite the resignation of the Inspector General of Police, we now don't know what to expect tomorrow, because the orders, we don't know where they will be coming from, because of course at the moment there's an acting Inspector General of Police. We don't know how he will take the protest tomorrow, but we hope everyone can stay safe and we cannot lose more lives, because the demonstrations are constitutional rights for the Kenyans. But again, we have seen police using too much force against peaceful demonstrators. So we hope everyone can be careful tomorrow, but we'll be staying here to keep you updated on everything that happens.